These are the new batch of Savage MK2 magazines. These just came back from finishing a few days ago. We got them assembled. This is late September 2021. So I want to just go through break-in. So this is just a randomly selected magazine out of the package. I know no one will believe that, but it actually is. All right, so the mag's a little bit oily. Normally I would want to wipe with a paper towel, which I'll get my spare hands to give me. So just wipe with a paper towel to get the excess oil off. And generally you want to use a little bit of oil on these when you're done with them, but you don't want to have a ton of oil on the magazine when you go to use it. For break-in process, basically you just load the magazine. So normally what I do is I stick the first round in by hand, and then take the loading tool, set the loading tool, and basically you're going through that little groove up there, set the loading tool in, and then this is a little hard to do because I got a camera like right in my nose, but you put the one round, you push the round down, you put the next round in, you push it to the back, you take the loading tool, lift up, push backwards on the cartridge, then push down again, and you repeat the process roughly 20 times. Well, slightly less than 20 times because you have one round to start with. Okay. And when you're doing the break-in, you're going to want to use a cartridge or a round that looks slightly like that. Hopefully it will focus. So it has the more tapered nose on it. The rounds by CCI, they also sell them through Federal and others. They normally come in a tray instead of bulk packed. Those cartridges will tend to be very tight. They'll generally go to 15 pretty easily. Most people have trouble loading them past 15. If you do, just stop, don't force them in. The tool is to assist you in getting purchase on the magazine. It's not a ramrod to use excessive force. Which is actually why I'm using one finger. I'm trying to show that you're not supposed to use excessive force. And while I'm loading, I'm watching the little holes in the side, because when the rounds have risen, that would read what round count it's at. So it looks like we're going to be at 15 rounds in. We're at 15 rounds now. Yep. I'll also mention this is really easy if you push the magazine into your belly. I'm not doing that because the camera angle is gross. Alright, now I see the brass through the bottom hole. That means that I'm at full 20 rounds. And now that that's in, basically this is a new magazine, so I want to do break-in. So I'm going to push the magazine up and let the ammo rise. Just doing this thing where you push it down and let it rise. And I would do that about 30 or so times, or until it smooths up. And what this is doing is it's depositing a very small coating of the case brass on the insides of the magazine, and it's filling up all the little pores of the magazine with brass, which is a lubricating metal, and it will allow those cartridges to slide in there a lot easier. So now that that's done, should be good to use, and you can try other varieties of ammunition. You'll just want to start with your one that's the most friendly. If it loads all the way to 20 rounds easily, you got the right rounds probably for your for this magazine. If you get to about 15 and it gets tight, I would suggest just stopping there and try a different cartridge. It should load reasonably easily to the full 20 rounds. If you're having excessive difficulty at 15, it probably means that that cartridge has a longer overall length to its resting point, and that basically means that that round is going to be very tight to load. So, thank you for watching. Have a good day. And I just wanted to show unloading. Now, I'm not going to unload once because I use these as test samples, so I don't want to dump back in, but I mean, you can if you want to. But to unload the magazine, you hook the loading tool back on. This is one way to do it. And you basically lever forward, and it kicks the rounds out. Basically, you just have to not catch the back of the mag. The other option is to just push forward. But either way works. And you'll notice a little bit of scuffing on the sides of the mag, just a tiny, tiny bit of a shininess. That generally is the stainless steel from the loading tool being deposited into the nitride finish of the magazine, so it's not harmful. Okay, so someone is going to ask, how do you know the finish doesn't get worn? So this is a stainless steel loading tool, as you can see in my hands and in the camera. Okay, so this is a part of a magazine. This is a nitrided magazine here. We're going to pull it out. Okay. So you can see there's no funny business. I'm going to take that stainless steel part and I'm going to rub on the mag. And this is actually on the inside of one of the samples. We cut one open to check the finish quality. Okay, so I've rubbed on the surface and you can see right there I've rubbed it. All right, parts are going back in. And you can see I have rubbed off that corner. See if I can get it up on an edge. Alright, so it's rubbed the corner off of the stainless steel. You're gonna adjust the focus a little bit. Alright, right there. Alright, so you can see it pretty clearly. Now I'm going to show the piece of nitrided metal. And this is the area where we just deposited the stuff down. And you can see it's been drawn on like a crayon. It's filled in the craters with that chunk of stainless steel. And I can show you again. Loading tool in. Boy, it is impossible to see what I'm doing here. Okay, there we are. And we can see the stainless steel rubs onto the surface. And again, the part has lost more of its edge. So, there you have it. So that's what the finish is.